Camera is going. Midweek, midsection. 10-second lead in. Starting with our squatting rotation. Going to get the heart rate up. So as before, remember when you come up, you're releasing the heel. So you're up onto the toes or the ball of the foot, and you're leading with the elbow. So bringing that rotation from the elbow all the way back down through to the foot. The whole body is turning. Nice way to get loosened up, warmed up. And we're down to the floor. Hand to ankle, right hand, left leg, and we're crunching up right from the start. So exhale as you come up, and that moment of pause at the top of the crunch. So you make sure you're not using momentum, you're actually pulling with the stomach. Last one. And we're up to our feet again. Sticking with the theme of squats, bringing the hands up overhead. So we're going to go through these fairly quickly. We're really trying to get the heart rate up. As ever, you're sitting back down into your squat and driving the heels into the ground. That's how you launch yourself up from that bottom position. And last one. Back to the floor. Left arm, right leg. Big breath in here and exhale. Coming up. Again, we're crunching up, pausing at the top for the moment. Making sure upper abdominals are working, as are the lower abs, down towards the pelvic floor here. And we're almost there. Let's squeeze in one more. And we're up to our feet again. Okay, time to bring in some lunges. Stepping back and bring the knee up. We're going to stay on that one leg. Bring the knee up each time. Notice I've got my hands in my guard position. That should give you an indicator of what's to come. There we go. We're going to switch to the other leg. Same thing, we're looking for control. Good wide step back. Knee comes up straight. Momentary pause at the top to make sure you've got the balance. Last two, last one, and we're down to the floor for Pilates. Not Pilates, Pilates. Tabletop, you can relax the head down, we're going to hold. Make sure you got your lower back printed into the mat. Thighs are vertical, shins are horizontal. Should feel a little bit of a pull in the thigh. Lower abs are active here, they're keeping the hips stable as well. And relax the feet down. We're coming back to our tabletop, we're going to alternate with the legs, our toe taps. So here we go. One foot, then the other. As ever, making sure all the movement here is coming at the hip. We want to maintain a right angle or 90 degree roughly at the knee. All the time keeping the lower back printed down into the floor. Get a really good core engagement. And there we go. Wasn't that a fun little warm up? Time for the obligatory sip. Okay, slow, steady side kicks are the first order. So coming from a lunge position, knee comes up, side kick out. We're coming back to our lunge position. You don't have to drop down low in the lunge. Just the foot coming behind. Pull up, side kick out, bring it back. So you're watching for the balance here as well. Controlling the movements all the time. I gotta stick with looking at one screen. When I switch between the two, I lose the balance. Okay, same thing, other leg. Stepping back, knee comes up, side kick, bring it back and down. So again, we're looking for that control of the balance on this as well. Last two. Now we'll finish out the rep. Good. Okay, squat, rotating and knee to elbow. So we squat down and rotate the torso towards the knee. So we're actively using the upper body as well as the lower arms. So we're really pulling the shoulder down towards the opposite knee. So we're crunching through the rectus abdominis, six-pack muscle on the front, and the obliques on either side. Same again. We squat down and we crunch across. Is it just me or is it getting warm in here? Great fun. Okay, we're down, high plank. We're going to bring in our shoulder taps on this. So feet wide, hands are under the shoulders. Lift one hand and tap the opposite shoulder. So there's a little bit of rotation going on here, but we don't want much. So we're not opening up completely. We're trying to keep the hips and shoulders fairly level. That's where the challenge is here. And drop the knees down. We're going back in with another round of those. So we're up on our toes. Tap the shoulder and tap the other one. So keeping the core zipped up, nice straight line from head through the shoulders, down the spine, the hips, down through the legs into the ankles. Really working to keep that body flat. Last one. There we go. Okay. Fighting stance. Jab, cross. Jab, cross. We're sticking with the simple combination. We're going to drill it and we're going to get faster as we go. Every time on that cross, you're coming around, that back heel is lifting from the floor, allowing you to twist into the punch. And the same thing for the other side. We'll bring in more speed on these after the break. So it's jab, cross. Each time that cross is coming all the way from the heel. As the heel releases from the floor, that's where the jab, where the cross is coming from. Jab is the rangefinder, cross is the power. So putting the hips, shoulders, everything into it. There we go. Nice to get the body a little bit warmed up for that. You know what time it is. Okay, so we're going to do a jab, cross, and switch. So it's jab, cross, switch, jab, cross, switch. So coming back to our guard position each time after the cross, and we switch after we've done our cross, and we're back in our guard position. And again, that cross, you're releasing the heel to get rotation in it. That's where your power is coming from. And we're almost there. Yay, we're down to the floor. Pilates Tabletop. We're going to hold, we're going to crunch. Reaching the fingertips past the heels. Crunching the upper abs away from the floor. Or shoulders away from the floor. You knew what I meant. So thighs are vertical, shins horizontal. Lower back printed into the floor. And now really reach for the heels. Squeezing down along the sides. Getting hard to breathe. But you can breathe a sigh of relief. Because we're back up. Jab, cross, switch. There you go. Awesome, Mark. Keep that up. Remember, releasing the heel on that back foot every time as you do that cross. Gets warm, no? Down to the floor, tabletop, and the crunch. Isn't it great to have a little bit of a lie down after all that high intensity stuff? 10 seconds left. Really pull the fingers towards the heels. Sliding the rib cage down towards the hips. Really pulling with all the abs. Saved by the buzzer. Okay. Uppercuts. We're going to go consecutive. Back foot, front. So we're releasing the hip every time as we get that uppercut with that backhand. So there's a little bit of rotation coming in here. We want to make sure there's power. Last 2 seconds. And the same thing on the other side. So we're in our combat stance. Start with the backhand, then the front. So we're getting that little bit of rotation every time. So that's it, good stuff. Put the power in. Okay, we're going to go to hooks this time. Neutral stance. Hook, hook. So we're just going to drill the hook. Feet are fairly solid on the ground. A little bit of rotation in the shoulders. Not much. Keeping the elbow high. Punching to just past your own chin. There we go. Now we're going to make it more interesting. This is where we put the power in. So when you hook, you're going to turn, coming up and releasing the heel. So we're using the whole body. That's it, good. So using the whole body will help you get the heart rate up and help us get more core activation. Speaking of core activation, back to the floor. Oh, silly me, it's break time. So you can stay on the floor or you can have a drink. So we've got just over 7 seconds. We're back to the floor. So leg raises. We're going to start out in our top position up here. Lower down both legs together. Keep the lower back printed into the mat. If it feels like your back is lifting or you're losing control, don't come down so low. So it's a fine line between low enough and too low. So really focus on getting that core engaged and pull with the abs. There we go, relax. Was that evil? Maybe a little. Here's some more. Same thing. Inhale as you lower down. Exhaling, blowing out through pursed lips. That controlled, focused breath will help you pull through the movement. Feet together, knees together. And there we go. And we're back to our feet. Okay, going to get the heart rate back up with our power knees. Hands are up. Staying on one leg. Actively pulling down, crunching with the abs, and powering up with the knee. Last 3 seconds. Same thing other side. Really focus as you pull down with the arms, crunch with the upper abs. Good work. Keep that up. We've drilled it now. We're going to do another couple of rounds. We're going to get faster. There we go. Okay, we're going to alternate legs. We're going to add in the hop. So switching legs. You can step into it for the first few, then add the hop. That's 7 seconds. Keep the power in, keep crunching every time. So take a couple of seconds. Try and control the heart rate. We're back in once more. So step in for the first few, then we bring in the hop, bring in the power and the speed. Powering through every single time. Pulling hard as you pull the arms down, using the chest and the back. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Down onto our sides. Side V up. Start out stacked, we roll back. Feet together, knees together. Going for height. Every time. Height with the legs and height with the body. We're in the yellow zone. Creeping up towards the red zone. Last 2, 1. Other side. Starting out stacked, roll back, and then lift. Feet together, knees together, going for height. No slacking now. Last 5 seconds. Whew. Back to our feet. Couldn't have you lying down when it's time for a drink. That's good, really getting the heart rate up. So I've got another 10 seconds here. I'm opening the door a bit more, get more air in. Okay, starting out. Hook, upper. Hook, upper. So it's a hook and an uppercut on each side. Hands back to our guard position. And remember, get that back heel off the ground when you're doing your punches from the back foot. Switching sides. Same thing. Starting with the lead hand. We do our hook, we do our upper. We do our hook, we do upper. And every time when you're coming off that back hand, you're coming up off the heel. Oops. So it's hook, get around, upper, get around. Okay, we're going to mix it up a little. We're into our neutral stance. Knees are a little bit bent. All hooks. So hook, hook. You can see I'm getting a little bit of rotation coming from the hips. I'm releasing the back foot. And I'm really putting power in. So much power that you're almost knocking yourself off balance. That's why the feet have to move. Okay, neutral position again, less power. Hook, 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 knee, knee. Hook, 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 other knee. 2 knees. Hook, 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 2 knees. Now you have it. 4 hooks, 2 knees. 1, 2, 3, 4. Under 2 knees. Nice little combo. Same again, we're going to build more power in, more speed. Hook, 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 knee, knee. So we're getting a hop in as we're doing the knee. There we go, good, good, good. Almost there. That's getting the heart rate back up again. Okay, lunge, step back, step forward, uppercut. Stepping back, same leg, step forward, uppercut. So on that uppercut, releasing the foot, getting that heel away from the floor. Getting that power in on that punch every time. How much fun are we having? None whatsoever, Mal? Okay, same thing. So we're stepping back into our lunge. We step forward into our uppercut. Step back to the lunge. Step forward for the uppercut. You got this. Nicely done. Okay, we're going to alternate switching legs each time. So starting from our neutral, we step back, step forward, uppercut with the opposite hand, back to neutral, step back with the other leg, forward, and again, the uppercut comes from the backhand. So whichever hand is back, once you step forward, that's the one that you're driving with. Okay, we're going to go again on that one. Next week. Because unfortunately, that's all we have time for. So as ever, take a few moments, a couple of minutes of active recovery, stay moving. Let the heart rate come down gradually, rather than coming to a complete standstill straight away. You may have heard the lady, activity completed, core HIIT, done and dusted on a very, very warm mid-April, midweek. Enjoy the rest of your week.